Afternoon, VC. All right, so Vinyl Richie did a video recently showing his top 50 or favorite 50 U.S. punk records. So I'm going to try to do this. I don't have 50. I don't have that extensive a punk collection like Richie does. Not many people do. I have a lot of 7 inches, and so that obviously does not qualify as albums. And so, yeah, and trying to leave comps and the like out. I had to throw, I think, one in at the end just to even get to 35. So that's I'm gonna break the rules. That's you got to be punk and break the rules. But I listen to a lot of free jazz and a lot of avant-garde stuff and you know different electronic stuff, krautrock. A lot. I listen to a lot of different genres. And most of the music for me, um, it's kind of going against the norms. So that's why I dig punk. And we'll get into it here. First one, and a lot of these are going to be the same that Richie showed because they're just it's hard not to show when you show 50 of the top records. They're top records for a reason. A lot of people love those records. The first, Bad Brains, DC hardcore, one of the most influential bands of all time, one of the most important bands of all time. This is an original on the Dutch East India Trading Homestead Records label. Got this from Alex Diamond Marimba when he sold me Rock for Light as well. That's a iconic record. I love the Discord label, so there's a lot of Discord here out of DC. Ian Mackay's label. And this is Embrace, one of the bands he was a vocalist for. Michael Hampton, love the guitar from him on this. Embrace. Don't see a lot of people showing this one. Really, really love that record. Almost, I mean, it's hardcore DC stuff. A little, I don't know. I don't want to say emo in places, but yeah, really good. Can see it being influential on that scene as well. Fugazi, End Hits. The reason this is my favorite Fugazi record because it's the first one I heard, and these songs just have always stuck with me. I love this record. Every song is fucking killer. Yeah. End Hits from Fugazi, and the artwork, the best artwork they had on our record too. And that's of course Ian's band. Sticking with Discord, Jawbox for Your Own Special Sweetheart. A little more in the melodic vein of the punk stuff on the label. Jay Robbins, a brilliant songwriter, guitarist, vocalist. I got to film his solo show here at the Milestone, one of the most iconic punk clubs in the country. It just went to the big movie premiere for the documentary for the place on Saturday night, and yeah, and he had paid tribute to Penny Craver, who was one of the 4 owners over the years of the Milestone, who was a big influence on me, and she allowed me to film at her club, Tremont Music Hall, when she had that going, and let me cut my teeth there doing that. But yeah, Jawbox, love this record, phenomenal. Still in Discord land. Maybe the greatest of them all, Minor Threat, Out of Step, and this was one of the $3.50 copies. So an earlier one. I've got multiple copies of this record. If I see this record, I just buy it. Out of Step, not a bad song. This, like Richie says, this is something that spoke to him. It speaks to everyone. You've got the black sheep, being cast out. If you're different, that's just a good one. Phenomenal. This record blew me away when I first heard it because I had never gotten into this band. It took me a long time to get to them, but I'm glad I did. Agnostic Front, Victim in Pain. hardcore out of New York. This is not the original, obviously. This is the second cover from '86, and this is a kind of a beater copy, but I got it cheap at Lunchbox in a big collection. I love this whole thing back to front. Absolutely killer. One of my favorites, Agnostic Front, Victim in Pain. This would be way up there if I had to do a real short list. Of course, a lot of the classics are going to be in here. Black Flag, Damaged, the best Black Flag record on SST. The original first pressing with the parental advisory. Got this from Radio Wasteland out of Michigan. Jim, there's another record in here I got from him as well. Thanks to Steve Carlson when he got an amazing punk collection in. This is one I was able to get. So big thanks to both those guys. Of course, Henry Rollins in the fold on this one. I've loved every incarnation of Black Flag. Maybe not the current one, but yeah, Henry Rollins, the man. Circle Jerks, Group Sex, one of the bands that was sharing stages with Black Flag, more LA hardcore. This one's an original that I got at a convention in Charlotte. Keith Morris, loved his style early on, and then you'll see later in this stack what he's been recently up to. The fact that he's still alive and going and doing it is a testament to the whole punk ethos, to never fucking give up. This one is a tough one to find. Conflict US Last Hour. Arizona hardcore, female fronted, phenomenal album. Fantastic artwork on this, some of the best on a punk record. This was in that collection from Lunchbox. A definite favorite. This one Richie showed, The Cramps, Songs the Lord Taught Us, probably their best. This is an original promo. Steve Carlson got me into The Cramps. This is his favorite band, and so I started digging in, and I love it. I absolutely love this band. Fantastic. What's this on? IRS. Here's a band that probably had the first ever independent release as a punk band in the United States. 78 maybe, or earlier. Crime, out of San Francisco. This is San Francisco's Doom. This is a recent reissue from 2022 on Superior Viaduct. Comes with a DVD. I'm not big on the singer, but the music kicks ass for the time that it came out. There's some rock roots in there, but it's punk, and it's really, really good. Yeah, Crime. Can't do this without having that record in here. Some great New York hardcore. Cro-Mags, The Age of Coral. Maybe one of the best to ever come out of New York. Rock Hotel Records. This is an original first pressing. That's one that Richie showed. I don't have the first Dead Kennedys record because I've been holding out for a really nice copy, which I passed on the other day because I'm an idiot. But I love Frankenchrist on Alternative Tentacles. I love this cover. I love this album. 1985. Fantastic stuff. Dead Kennedys. Everybody knows them. Jello Biafra. Descendants. Milo Goes to College. Of course, you got Bill Stevenson on drums. From Black Flag. 1982. And I've got a lot of Descendants. This is Scott from Lunchbox's favorite band. I really dig it. Yeah, and they're getting back together to do a tour here, I believe, soon. I'd like to catch it, but I don't know if they're coming anywhere near Charlotte. This is probably the best one. That's a reissue. And what I love about SST is they do reissues similar to Discord. I mean, there's not much difference between originals and reissues. This is the other one I got from Radio Wasteland. Dick's Kill from the Heart is an original first of this on SST. This one's just, this is fun, great shit out of Texas. The Dicks, Kill from the Heart. Love this record. That's a all time favorite. This is one that Sherv turned me on to. Fearless Iranians from Hell, Die for Allah. This is that dreaded crossover word that I'm going to use here. They're kind of like a thrash crossover punk band. I think from San Antonio area in Texas or El Paso, one of the two. I can't remember which. Sherv could tell me, but I had to get this from Germany because I think they were all made in. Yeah, this was made on some label or whatever out of West Germany or Preston, West Germany. But yeah, this is not one you see every day. Fearless Iranians from Hell, Die for Allah. This one I got a Noble Germs GI, of course, iconic early punk out of LA. Patch Smear, of course, who'd go on to be in Nirvana and Foo Fighters. Fantastic. I forget who Don go on. What did he go into? 45 Grave, maybe? And yeah, produced by Joan Jett. Darby was one insane motherfucker. Lorna on bass. Great album. Another one Richie showed, The Gun Club, Fire Love. Just getting into these guys. I need more stuff. I need, this Miami record, and this has more elements to it than punk. I love the songwriting, the guitars. Really, really good songs. What is this, 1981 Ruby Records? Phenomenal album. Back to New York, Richard Hell and the Voidoids, Blank Generation, another big time favorite. This is a rock record, man. It's punk, but it is rock. Rockin' album. Richard Hell on bass and vocals is killer. I love that record. That's original on Sire. Some skate punk from Arizona, Jodie Foster's Army. Not sure if this one qualifies in the rules, but it's a live album. It's the only one I have. I got 7 inches, so couldn't show the 7 inches, so I'll show this one. Got this from Belson at Wantlist up in Boston. Some, I guess, a straight edge punk out of New York, Judge, bringing it down. Mike Judge on vocal, killer. Yeah, Revelation Records. Gotta include Revelation Records in this. What is this, 89? Yeah. Killer one. I think Danny from Tie Down TVD would dig that one. Millions of Dead Cops. 1982. Hardcore. I got this from some record store in Iowa. I've got a few records from that shop. I forget what it's called. They do their selling just bizarre. I can't believe I've even got a record here from them, but I did. And this is one of them, Millions of Dead Cops, more hardcore, a lot of hardcore here. Minutemen, Double Nickels on the Dime, amply named band. Their songs are about a minute long. They get in and get out, and it's great every time. Mike Watt, I love his tone, style on the bass, always have. Anything he's been involved in, I love Mike Watt. Got this one from Dom. He was letting it go. It's an original. SST 1984. Definitely a favorite. Can't do this without talking about the best hardcore band in North Carolina, and maybe the country right now. A lot of energy from this band. They got to open for Negative Approach. So they're legit. Mutant Strain, Murder of Crows. Love the guitars. Lot of energy from the drummer, but the vocalist is who powers this band. She is a tiny little thing, incredibly intense. She gets up and crowd surfs while performing, still pulls it off, never misses a beat. Freaking nuts. Love this band. And they're on Sorry State Records out of Raleigh, North Carolina, which is a great punk record store. They have other genres too. It's a great record store, period. You can find crazy rare jazz in there. But it's punk oriented, and the owner's been in punk bands, and he supports punk, and is responsible for putting out a lot of bands in North Carolina and the area, Virginia. And, you know, he's keeping things going. Mutant Strain. Make sure to get this if you don't have it. Murder of Crows. That's their newest. Band out of Ohio. I can't remember. I think Richie also said he couldn't remember how to pronounce it. Necros or Necros. Conquest for Death. Just really good hardcore from Ohio. I don't really associate much of that with Ohio, but that's a good one. And then we were just talking about Negative Approach, Tied Down. You know, iconic. Yeah. Phenomenal. Lead singer from Detroit. Is a monster. And there's footage on my channel of that Negative Approach show at Snug Harbor. So search that, you might be able to check it out. They were great. I got to meet the guitar player. He was selling records. I bought a Cro-Mags record from him at the merch booth that belonged to him. We were talking about Circle Jerks earlier. This is the newest band for Keith Morris that's now done. They just finished their final tour off, and this is Wasted Years. I have the 7-inch with the first, I forget what it's called, First Four or something. I forget what it is, but that's great. But this was their commercial success release, and I love it. Void You Out, Red, White, and Black. All those songs they did the videos for, freaking killer. Dimitri Coates, one of my favorite guitar players going in the world right now. A monster. He assaults the guitar, but is still melodic while doing it, and just great, just different, a lot of different sounds. Ramones, can't do this without a Ramones record. My favorite's Rocket to Russia, and it's an original. I got a lunchbox. Every song, top to bottom, phenomenal. This is what, on Sire? Yeah. No, it's the Ramones. 7 Seconds out of, God, I think they're out of Nevada. The Crew, iconic one from them. More hardcore, a lot of hardcore in this, like I said. I think that's an original 7 Seconds. It's more, I think, straight edge stuff. SSD Control, The Kids Will Have Their Say. This was originally released, I think, on Exclaim Records, which those records are brutally hard to find. So this was a very warranted reissue recently. I think this was this year or last year this came out. Yeah, this is a damn good album. SSD Control. If you don't have this, you can get this now. I think there were limited presses at first, but now there's a regular black vinyl, which is what I got. This is the record that got me in fucking trouble with my parents growing up. I wasn't allowed to have it. My friend Brian, who was always getting me in trouble, had it, and I'd have to go over to his house to listen to it because of, you know, I didn't want to die at the hand of my father. The Suicidal Tendencies. You know, I was a skate kid. I still have the Caballero skateboard here. I'll go get it real quick. Hold on. There ain't much left of this, but it's here and it's intact. This is my skateboard from the 80s right here. This is the, I don't know if you can tell, but that's the Caballero. Well, I gotta say down, Steve Caballero. Good Lord, what's wrong with me? Anyway, I got the little, what are the rats on there, the Powell Peraltas. This thing's seen the wars. But yeah, Suicidal Tendencies. Brian, my friend I talked about, he got in a car accident because he was fucking off and ended up in a full body cast. And then I wasn't allowed to hang out with him anymore at all. Johnny Thunders, So Alone, some more great New York stuff. I love the guitars on this. Great songs. This is one that was on the wall at, oh God, Carolina Soul, and Zonkman happened to be in there, and he showed it to me via text, and then he got hooked up. He picked it up and sent it my way. It was very kind of him. That's a great one and a favorite. This is I love this record. I stood in line to get this record at the first pop-up that Dylan at Noel Records ever did at the brewery here in Noda, Los Angeles, on Slash Records. A favorite. Definitely rocking stuff. I've heard people say it's not punk. That's stupid. It's fucking punk all the way. They're playing here very soon on their final tour at Neighborhood Theater, so I need to get a ticket and I need to check it out. It's going to be right before I go to WFMU though, so we'll see. I need to go. So I've never seen them live. Of course, John Doe, Billy Zoom, XC, fantastic stuff. Love that band. And then I got a couple here that might break the rules. Los Crudos, Chicago Hardcore. This is all their stuff on this comp. This is something that Sherv turned me on to when I hung out with him out in California. Lots of songs, kind of, I don't want to say thrashy, but just they get after it. And it's vocals are in Spanish. If you're not into that, then maybe it's not for you. But it really don't matter with punk. I mean, the screaming and the carrying on. This is killer. Absolutely killer band. And then I'm going to show this one because this is a soundtrack, but this is one of my favorite records ever. Fugazi Instrument, and the film is absolutely remarkable. Of all the live footage, I think it was it Jem Cohen that did that film? I don't know. I'm talking out my ass now, but anyway, phenomenal. A favorite. I don't have 50, but that's like 30, 35 records. My favorite punk stuff. Hope you're well. Peace.